Hello, everybody. Kind of on here a little bit early to get everybody started. I'm going to open up the chat. If you come on, go ahead and put some information in the chat where you're coming from. That would be helpful. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to start my video. I'm not going to be using a presentation, but I wanted to start with a presentation so everybody knows we're in the right spot. All righty, let's start my video up so you guys can see my face. Good morning. Hi, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and present this. We have it on the screen, and I'm doing all this inside Canva. Isn't that fun? Put my face up here. Let me get the chat box. There we go. Get the chat box open now. And I'm going to go ahead and pull participants out as well. Hello.
So you're good to go? Sorry, I thought there was something wrong.
All right, we're just making sure all of our ducks are in a row, so to speak. We got lots of fun things coming on. While this is going on, I put a little video in here. This is a presentation, and I wanted you guys to see the presentation. But even though it's a presentation, we put a video inside the presentation. So just like any other thing, we've got fancy animated things, and we got the presentation going. We got some fun things we can do here in a minute once we get everybody here and get started. I'm going to talk low as we get started, just this little front section. I'll increase my volume as we get the whole thing started, kind of saving my voice a little bit as we kind of do the pre-roll, we call this. So this is fun going. So it's how to add pizzazz to your marketing using Canva. How to add pizzazz to your marketing. That makes it more fun. And so if you look at this is a presentation, and it's just like any other presentation like PowerPoint. You got your words, you got some little graphics going on, this one has a video on it. I like to play that so we keep some things going here. On the top of the hour, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. We've got about 5 minutes. So I'll just kind of go on mute for a moment while we enjoy this video. Okay, while we're waiting, I'm going to show you some fun things you can do with presentations. These are keyboard shortcuts, I guess you can call them. But if I'm making a presentation, if I just type the word D inside the presentation, whoopsie, I get a drum roll. Isn't that cool? If I type the letter C, I get confetti dropping down. Look at that. This was not added to the presentation. This is addition to the presentation. You can do some other fun things. Maybe your group is being really loud and you need to have them be quiet for a moment. So check this out. You can pay attention. Everybody listen, right? It's kind of a fun thing. Another little thing you can do bubbles. Let's wait till this one goes away. See the bubbles coming up now. And then we can do what's called a blur. So if you want to talk and there's words on the screen, you want to take those words off the screen, you just type B and it blurs out your image. You type B again and it undoes that. The other thing they have is a countdown timer. If I put 9, I can get a countdown timer for 9 minutes. Maybe I can put 1 and get a 1-minute countdown. So since we are 3 minutes down from this, I'm going to put, whoopsie, I just closed everything. Let's try that again. That's my thing. All right, there we go. Now, so I'm going to put a 3-minute countdown because that's when we will be getting started. 3 minutes from now.
Hello. Lyle, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Sorry about that. I put myself on mute.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I was just saying the countdown that's on the top right corner, that's actually added in as an addition to the presentation. And I was saying if I push the letter C, it throws confetti on the screen for me.
Oh, that's cool.
These are fun little things you can do. You can do an O, which puts bubbles on the screen. I don't know why you want bubbles, but maybe you do. And there's even a drum roll. You ready for the drum roll?
Yes.
It's just fun that this is all pre-programmed inside Canva. This presentation is all inside Canva.
Very cool.
Everything we're doing here, so it's kind of fun. I hit escape just to get out of that so we can see where everything is. So you can see I'm inside Canva. The reason I'm doing this presentation, the few slides here, I only have like 4 slides and I do them for a specific purpose. But we're going to start right at the hour because I know we've got a lot to cover. And I know you guys are excited about learning, you ladies. You have any questions that you want to make sure we cover in Canva? Go ahead and put them in the chat and let me know where you're coming from. What part of the world are you in? I'm in the Dallas area. It's kind of nice and warm and muggy outside. That's what happens in Dallas. Usually it's not so muggy though. We've had a lot of water and usually a lot of rain and everything. So it's fun.
I know for those of you that are going to be seeing this on the replay, I know I'll just tell you where some of you guys are from, so he knows too. You have some from Texas, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, around somewhere else in my area. And John's, I think there's 3 in Pennsylvania, 1 in Texas, and I forget where the other 2 are. I don't know them.
That's okay. Got somebody in Cleveland. Hi, Pamela. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Looking forward to seeing everybody today. Hi, Bree. It looks like you're from iPhone. That's fun stuff. All right, it is 10 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and start this training. As people come on, they can join us and everything. I'm going to start this up. I just want to let you know this entire slide is done inside Canva. It's got a video on the left-hand side. I'm going to play that just so you can see how this can be a very interesting presentation you can create, or create a video series based on the same thing. I titled this "How to Add Pizzazz to Your Marketing." Said pizzazz and sparkle. I'm gonna mute everybody if I could. There we go. There it goes. All right, so the first thing I want to do in the presentation, and this is the only part that's gonna be in the presentation, everything else is gonna be done live. I do talk sort of fast, so I'll try to keep myself from going too fast for everyone. Today's agenda, we're going to look at current salon ads. We're going to look at what other people are using in their salons, and then we're going to use those as a basis to start building up designs that will help your salon grow even better. We're going to go live inside Canva. We're going to show you exactly how to use it. So if you've never used Canva before, you can get step-by-step instructions, but also if you've used it, I'm going to give you some tidbits that you probably weren't aware of. Some things have just rolled out in the last couple of weeks. And part of our process today, we're going to try to design 4 different types of social posts: engagement, shareable, branding, and sales. Most people don't think about the different types of posts you can do on social media. But if you want your business to grow, you want to get your word out there. Part of doing that is having different varied kind of posts. We covered it a little bit before. I'm just real quickly about me. I do have a digital agency called Digital Success Advantage, which is under my brand DFW Top, which stands for Design for Winners to Optimize Profitability. You can contact me there if you have any questions, of course, inside salontraining.com. We won a Best Digital Marketing Agency from Marketing Digest magazine in 2017 and 2018. 2019 didn't happen because of COVID, so we're kind of on hold. We were hoping to get that as well, but that's okay. We don't have to. All right, I want you to look at the screen. Hopefully you've got a screen in front of you. You can pull it up and look at this real quickly. You may not know this, but there's an ads library inside Facebook. So these are all ads that are directly inside. I tried to cover up the names as much as possible. Don't go steal things, but I want to talk about it quick. A lot of people are doing ads on social media and they're trying to put their information out there, but is what they're doing working? That's our question today. Is what you're doing in your salon working for you? And if it's not, how can we improve that and make it work better? So this first one, they're showing their products. They can actually purchase their product directly in there, but it says book now. If you're showing a product, you should probably have a button that says buy now, and it should go to a place where they could purchase the product, not specifically to this. Now, this is 2 locations, but there's nothing there that draws me into it, this top left one. If I go to this middle one, it says, looking for a new stylist, take advantage of my new client special, now accepting new clients. And there's a picture of a peacock on top of $1, and there's only a portion of it showing. This is how it actually shows up on the ad. And so this person's ad was not formatted correctly to fit the screen. And also, if you look at it, it says new client special. What is that special? If I don't know what that special is, I'm not going to click on this ad. The one at the right side says 20% off of all services on your first visit. So they show me what they're doing, and they give me their phone number and their email address. But notice the email address is a Gmail. I suggest having an email address that's associated with your domain if you have a website. That's fairly easy to do. Sometimes you can do it free. But I want to show you these images because none of these stand out, do they? None of them make me want to know more about these salons. I'm going to go to the next slide. I've got 3 more that I think are a little more engaging. So on the top left one, you see her hair went from straight to curly. So you see kind of a before and after. It says boutique and it's located where they're located. But again, it says book now. There's no reason that I have to book that. There's nothing that draws me into that to book it. The middle one, I love the picture. They took a picture inside their salon. It's a very pretty picture. It draws me into it. But the ad is talking all about me, 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 me. You see it? So when you're talking about your salon, don't talk about yourself, talk about your client. What do they want? What draws them into your salon? So personally, I like the one on the right-hand side, and you might not be able to see all of it, so I'm going to read it directly to you because my face may be covering up or something. It says, hey, ladies, we've got a special offer on HydraFacial for just $89, normally $150. What is HydraFacial? Glad you asked. A HydraFacial, and then she goes on to explain it. That's going to draw people in, so you're informing them, you're becoming an authority figure, and you notice it says get the offer. So you know exactly when you click on that button, you know exactly what you're getting. Does that make sense? And so the reason I'm looking at these ads, these are what other people are doing in your industry all around the United States. So if you look at what they're doing, how can you make your designs stand out even better? So I'm going to get out of this. And to do that, I suggest using Canva. So we're going to jump into Canva. That's where we go to the Canva portion. Now you're going to have to excuse all my things here. Let's see if I can turn these off for you. Everything I'm doing is live, by the way. You figured that out. Let me turn off my bookmarks. That'll help us just a little bit. There we go. All right, when you come to Canva, you come to this main section. If you've never used Canva before, we're going to go through real basics of how to get started in it. Down below, it tells you what type of image you're going to create. Everything from a virtual background to a desktop to an A4 document, story videos, flyers. I highly suggest doing flyers. I know that's old school, but put flyers around. Keep your brand in front of people as much as possible. All right, but we're going to focus in on Instagram post. And I like this one right here. It's 1080 by 1080. That's a square format. And that's going to be relevant for all different social media, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or any of the other social medias. We won't go through all the long list of them nowadays. But I'm going to click on this, and this is what happens. So we start over here with our dashboard, and we have to select a type of design we want to create. You can also search up here at the top. If I want to design a flyer, I can type up flyer and hit enter, and you'll see some designs pop up. Now, when the designs pop up, some of them you'll see have a little crown to the bottom right. That means they're pro design. That means you have to pay for that design unless you have a pro account. 90% of the time, you can use the free accounts, just clicking on them. Look there. This is a really neat one. There's even a crew cuts company. It's yellow and black. You can change that picture out to be your picture, change these colors out to be your colors, and you have an instant flyer design. The reason I was showing you flyer is just show you how easy it is to find the different designs. Let's go back to our original. This is our Instagram, and we show up with a blank screen. This blank screen is called a canvas. Inside Canva, you always start with a canvas, or you're going to start with a template. Now, there's lots of people that will try to sell you templates, but honestly, there's so many free ones in here. You can have all kinds of information for free. So if I go over here to templates, this top part right here says templates, and I just put the word beauty. I can get some immediate ones. I can put the word hair for your salon. Look at this. I'm going to use this top one right at the top corner, and I immediately have a design put together for me. Isn't that neat? How quickly could you do that image? And does this image going to stand out above the other images we showed you earlier? They would if you had your own image. So ideally, you want to change this out, but let's don't get ahead of ourselves. First thing we want to cover is our text. We have text. These are text boxes. This one's sideways text box, and these are straight. Here on this section here, you see I'm going to move it over a little bit. This is an element. It's a design element. So there may be boxes and circles. This is a torn paper element. Inside here, we have a picture. This is a picture element. So this is this little blue section here in the middle. Well, let's get this one out of the way. We're going to have to move this out of the way so we can get the picture. There we go. Here's our picture. So our picture can be moved around. And this one's got some lines put on top of it. We don't need that additional stuff. So I want to show you what it looked like to start with a template. But what we're going to do is we're going to start from scratch. So I'm going to select everything here, and I'm going to delete everything. All right. And we're going to start from the basics. Let's start with text. Text is what we always think of. You can go in here. You can add text directly by clicking there and getting a single image, a single text. Or if you want to get a design text, if you go down here on the bottom, you can scroll through here. And just by clicking below here, you can get some pretty neat designs. I kind of like this one. So let's click on this one. And here's how text box works. A text box, now this one's got two pieces of text together. It's got this kind of text and this kind of text. This is the scripted text, and this is straight text. We're going to ungroup that so we keep them separate. You see that? A lot of times when you're using templates, you're going to find things grouped together, and we want to ungroup those things. And then we can adjust our sizes. If you grab this corner circle of the box, you can increase the size of something just by dragging it out. Same thing with this bottom one. Drag the corner out and make it bigger. And this other little handle over on the left-hand side, it adjusts how wide the box is. So if I want to bring this in a little bit and make it squared looking to the new year, that's what the little side thing does. All right, now we talked about doing 3 kinds of ads. We're going to do a did you know. All right, this is an engagement ad. And engagement ads means you want them to engage with something. Another good ad to do is a this or that. Now, this or that can be a very powerful image. So let's say that you're designing a hairstyle and you want to design a hairstyle for a lady with a rounded face. Round face hairstyles. Now, if I misspeak something, I'm not a stylist, so I'm just going to be basic on these things. So I've got a round face hairstyle. So now I can put some images of 2 different hairstyles. Now, for now, I'm just going to go through the photos. Let me show you some other things about text before we get off here. Up here on the top is your elements controls for this text. So I can change my colors by adding the text color here. Let's say I want to make it a bright pink color. And I want to make this maybe a light pink color or this mauve or magenta color. Okay, so I immediately have different colors. I can also make them all upper or lowercase by clicking this little A. And if I have multiple text lines, I can adjust the line spacing, how close they are from each other, and how close the letters are to each other. So it's line spacing and letter spacing. If I want to add some specialties, I can add effects. And the effects go like that. See how pretty that is? It's kind of neat, huh? So when it comes to the text, if you've done any kind of Word document, if you've done any kind of design, you could probably figure out a lot of these. You know, you can center it, right, left. You can add bullet points. You can underline it. Some fonts you can bold. And let's talk about how we get different fonts. If we click over here on this left-hand side, just like on your Word document, you see different fonts. The thing I like about this one is you can search them. So if you wanted something to look more scripty, let's say we didn't like the script up here on top. We wanted something that looked a little more feminine. This is kind of a scratchy looking one. So let's put the word script, hit enter. Whoops. There we go. So what I'm doing is I'm searching on the left-hand side when I'm inside of the image script. So I see here I can do this one's called chicken script. This one's called Euphoria. I kind of like this Euphoria. I think it's pretty. It's very visible. All right. So you see how pretty that is and how quickly that changed from a basic design to something just a little bit stepped up. Next thing we're going to do on this is we're going to add an element. If we're going to do a this or that, we want something on each side, okay? Now this is a slightly advanced, but y'all stay with me on the advanced, okay, if y'all will. We're going to go to elements. Now elements, inside elements are graphics, there are shapes, there are stickers, there are photos, videos, audios, charts, frames. We're going to add a grid. So you look down here at the bottom here, you see this grid. I'm going to add this 2-step grid. Okay, so see these little cloud images? This is a grid that allows me to put 2 pictures on here. So I'm going to go to photos and I'm going to type in hairstyle, just see what they have in here. Now, this is an engagement post. So we want something with the round face, and I don't know if we're going to find some round face styles in here or not. So I'm just going to randomly pick one. She's got an oval face. Let's go ahead and do this one. That's okay. We'll do oval faces then. Let's find another oval face. If y'all see an oval face, please tell me. I may be missing it. But all these photos are free to use. Again, if it has the crown on it, that may be used for a pro account. If you don't have a pro account, though, you can use all the rest of them. And I'm going to show you a website real quickly. I'm going to open a new tab and I'm going to go to pexels.com. And these are free images to be used on stock. And I'm going to give you a little cheat sheet at the end of this. If y'all remind me, I'll put it in the dashboard, and or Tracy or somebody can send it to you. But I've got a cheat sheet here for some of the websites that I use for free, royalty-free pictures. Don't use pictures that you search from Google unless you have royalty-free commercial use rights. You don't want somebody to come back and take something away from you. So I'm gonna put hairstyle here, and hopefully you have pictures from your salon as well, so you don't have to take a lot of pictures from online, but everybody's got to start somewhere, right? All right, let's just take these two people right here. And we're going to download their pictures for free because these are royalty-free pictures. They both have a similar face structure. It won't be round. Like I said, we're going to do oval here. Go back over here and we're going to call this page up here at the top is called, that's just where your heading is. This is your title. So I'm going to title it this or that hairstyle. Now, the good thing about it is once you have this designed, you can do this multiple times for different designs. So we're going to go ahead and just pull these people in here. I'm just going to drag it up here. And just by dragging them in, it's automatically going to open my uploads folder. So see, here's my uploads folder. So all we're doing so far is we've added text, and now we're adding images that we downloaded online. All right, so I'm going to let them load for a minute. Give them just a second to load. I'm going to actually delete them from this here so you can see over here in my uploads. So now I can grab this picture and I can put it in here, but I'm going to show you another step. I'm going to double click on this. Excuse me. And I'm going to increase, by double clicking on it, she's still inside that same frame, but now I can increase the size so we can see her face mainly. So let's do this, stretch it out so we can see the face. And if you see those little white lines on the screen, the white lines on the screen are the rules of thirds. You want to try to line up the eyes or a very important part on these little cross points. So I'm going to line up her eye right on that cross point there for that line of third. Do y'all see those little white lines there? That just adds the dynamic to that image. I'm going to do the same thing to this other person. I'm going to just drag it over here to this other one. And I'm going to double click it, and then I'm going to make it larger. One thing when using people's faces, make sure both faces are the same size, especially when talking about if you're using multiple clients on a picture, make sure all of their faces are the same size so they don't think you're playing favorites or everything. Okay, so we're going to move this over. Okay, so now you see that's kind of busy in the background, right? So now this or that is in the way. So let's put another element on side. So I always want you thinking in layers. You've got, on this one, you've got a background layer of photos. On top of that, you've got a text layer. And now we're going to add an element layer. Go back to our elements over here. And we're going to add just a rectangle. And you can just push the letter R on your screen. It'll automatically add a rectangle. It'll automatically be queued for the color of these photos. Isn't that cool? So now I can stretch this across here. I can grab, click and drag and move this down here. And these would be oval faces. Maybe they're not oval faces. I don't know. I'm not the hairstylist. You guys ought to fix this later. Oval face hairstyles. And so you just simply say, which do you prefer? Question mark. So you're asking for engagement here. I want to make this a little bit bigger. Remember I told you about the line spacing. We're going to scoot these in a little bit so they're closer together. You see that? See how that's stretching the letter spacing, line spacing apart? And pull that together. Now, personally on this one, I'd probably do a black background just so it doesn't distract from the pictures too much. There we go. Now you may have seen these this or that's before, and we're going to make sure, I don't know what, I just copied and pasted that. That's Control C and Control V. I just copied and pasted that text box. And you're going to put mysalon.com. We're going to do salontraining.com on this one since that's what we're on. I don't know what my salon goes to, so I'm not sure what that is. All right. So you want to make sure to put your branding on there somewhere, your logo, how they get in touch with you, whatever. And the sole purpose of an image like this or that image, is so we have something that someone can look at that's a little bit different that catches attention. And we can play with colorations. Again, your coloration is going to be based on your design and what it is you're trying to do. So I might even make this a deeper, darker purple or a pinkish purple color to make it pop out. Or I might use the colors from this picture. And if I click here, I'm clicking on this element, the square here. If I click on the color here, sometimes it'll give my brand color. Sometimes it'll pull the colors directly from my pictures. It's not doing that this time. And that's okay. We can make our own design color. And we can use this little bar here, or you can search a specific color if you have colors that you use on a regular basis and everything. That's how you would design something really simple and easy to use. I would change out our colors to be more bright. We're going to say this is going to be a fall design. I'll do yellows on this one. See how that looks? That's going to catch attention when you get online. This is an engagement post. An engagement post means you're trying to get people to engage with you. You're asking questions. Another really good post to do, and I'm going to duplicate this page for a second. Well, no, we're going to add a new page. And I'm going to start with a template. Another good engagement post is called a Did You Know? See if there's somebody there. A lot of these are pro accounts. The good thing about it is if you see a pro account, if you know how to design, you can do it yourself. So I like this one. It's really simple. Let's go to our text and we're just going to make our own version of this. Did you know? Question mark. This was all caps. I'm going to squeeze it in a bit. We're going to make it bigger. We're going to scoot it together a little bit. And this one, we're going to do it off to the left. Did you know? And so what's something that you as a hairstylist would know that someone else might not know? Okay, so did you know there are 5 types or 5 face shapes? And then you'll list them: square, and there may be more: oval, triangle, circle. I know I'm probably missing a bunch, but you ladies know a lot more than I do. All right, so what you would do is you would lay out these, and then you would ask the question, which one are you? So see how this one image, I'm gonna make that bold, make this whole thing bold. Now you may say, that's really boring, but think about it. How busy is everyone's Facebook page? Sometimes if you put black and white, it really stands out. What if we want to do the opposite of that? We want to do it white and black. Click the background. We're going to make the background black. Then we go in here and change all of our words to white or whatever color your scheme for your salon is. Pick the color that represents your salon the best, and always, always, always include a call to action or a link to your website. You always want to include people. So these are engagement posts. Hopefully that makes sense. Now I'm adding these as more than one. You're going to have trouble seeing this possibly because my picture may be over in the top right, but there's a button that says download. And when I click download, it gives me suggested PNG or JPG. Those are both image versions. You can do either one of them. PNG is going to be a slightly higher quality. If you want a higher quality one, JPEG is going to load quicker. So if you're working from a phone, you might want to do the JPEG version. Hopefully that'll make sense to you as you go up. But all I do is click on this. So let's click on PNG on this one. And there are 2 images on here, but I only want to download one at a time. I just click on which one I want to download and click done. But now we got to add some pizzazz to it, right? Because that's what we're talking about. Let's go to our elements. Give it a minute to download. Because when we add pizzazz on it, we've got to change how we download it. All right, we're going to go to our elements. And you see I've got a couple of them here that I've already searched, but we're going to put the word animated in. Put the word animated, you're automatically going to get some things that are moving, and that's what we want. Some of these, again, have the crowns, but look here. There's one. We can take this and put this on this corner. That's a really fast, sparkly one, isn't it? Maybe we want something that looks like this. Now watch this. I'm going to tilt this a little bit. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Look what we just did. We just highlighted both of those ladies' faces in the circles just by adding a simple element on top here. I'm gonna make it just a little bit bigger. Now look at that. Both their faces now look like they're shining. And this or that really stands out. We might even change our coloration to be a little bit bolder. We might add it to be this bright yellow color. Now this right here is going to catch a lot of attention, isn't it? I think it would. All right, so when we download this, that we're going to download it slightly differently because now things are moving. If you download it as a PNG or a JPEG, nothing's going to move. So if you want something to move, you want to make sure and download it. This says MP4. You can download it as an MP4 or a GIF, which can be pronounced GIF or GIF, doesn't matter. Loading as GIF will load it automatically. If you load as MP4, it'll load as a video. So I personally like to do the GIF if it's just something simple. If I have more than one slide, let's say I want both these slides to be together. So let me show you what we would do here. What I would do on this one, if I want to make a video of this, I would duplicate this. And then on this one, I'm going to take out this background. Just hitting delete here while I'm doing this. And for fun, we're just going to leave this coloration, this fall color. I don't know what color your salon is, so I don't want to. And so this time we might do 2021 hairstyles. And you could do them for oval faces, for square faces, whatever shape face you want to do. And you could do a series of these. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because I don't want to bog this down in details, but let's just put a couple of pictures in here, a couple more pictures. Where was that lady I used a while ago? Here's this lady. We'll stick her in here. And the good thing about these, you can crop them as well just by grabbing the little handles on top and bottom. And then your next would just be a bunch of pictures. And these would be pictures you would use from your salon, and you'd want them to be full screen as much as possible. And so you can either do that, or we can just drag them directly onto the screen, and you'll see it'll take over the background in a minute. It's supposed to. Doesn't just drag it across the whole page. And we wouldn't want the words on top of that because that would be too busy. But if you did this as a series, this little mini series would now become a video for you. So let me show you that real quick. I'm going to play it. So it's this or that. Then it's going to go to 2021 hairstyles. And then there'd be a series of pictures with different hairstyles from that type. And if you keep it under 30 seconds, you can put that on Instagram. You could put it on Facebook, you can put it on Twitter, you can upload it to YouTube. It can go on all those different places so that one video can go on multiple places because they all like square videos. So again, on this one, I would download MP4, which makes it a video, and I would include all 3 pages, which there'd be 10 or 15 pages, however much you want there. But that's how you do an engagement post. If you're just going to do one, and it's just got the pretty image, let's go to this top one right quick. This one here, I would download it as a GIF file, and then I would unclick all pages, and I would only click this one page. And a GIF file is just like a JPEG or a PNG. It's uploaded to social media really simply, and it won't show up as an image. I mean, as a video, it'll show up as an image, and it'll play automatically. So that's how you add some pizzazz to it. While that's downloading, I'm going to go back to our canvas. And the next one, I'm going to do it as a story post. I hope you're okay with that. We're going to do it as kind of like a mini video. Like I said, we're going to go from basic and move up to advanced a little bit today. We're about halfway through the training. Hopefully you've got an idea of how things work. Just keep in mind, everything is layered. You have a background layer, then you have an image layer, which could involve a picture or a graphic. And then you have a text layer, which is, of course, the words you're going to put on the screen. Don't get too complicated. Keep it super simple, but you want to do engage. Now, this one, we're going to do a branding image. All right. Now, let's talk real quickly about the, whenever you title it, by the way, always put a dash in it. Don't put spaces in it, because sometimes it downloads weird on different devices. Up here on the top, you see where I did that? Whenever you do a branding image versus sales image, a branding image, you're talking about your authority something about your salon. So what I suggest people doing is highlight all of your stylists. Or if you're the only stylist, highlight a couple of your customers. Share some of their reviews even. You can do that if you wanted to. And so we're going to get a photo here. And I'm going to put beauty again. Well, I'll just put woman. Replace this image over here. Now it's important to note, let's find somebody that's got a good face. We like smiling. Maybe I need to put the word smiling. By the way, every time you search up here, these searches are saved and you can always go back to them. Okay, we got this lady right here smiling. So let's pretend this is your face. We're going to double click on it. We're going to scoot it over in the circle a little bit. Now, whenever we use a template, we started with a template over here. This is a newsroom template. Newsroom templates are really great for branding. Okay, you can also put a video in here. Let me show you real quick how to do a video in here. So imagine just for a second that this is your brand. So we're going to ungroup this text here. And so we're going to say, meet Shay. Maybe Shay is a new stylist at your salon. We're going to make this a little bit bigger by stretching the corner. Then we're going to scoot it over. But this becomes a branding image because people get to know your people and get to know your salon. You tell a quick bio from Shay. Now, when she's talking, she doesn't want to say, I love to cut hair and everything. You want to talk about, again, what's the customer benefit? What are they getting? Why would they want to pick Shay over one of your other stylists? Shay specializes in color treatments. Shay specializes in hairs that gets wild and crazy, whatever that case may be. And of course, here you put my salon, your logo and everything. And here's where the fun part gets in. I'll make this a little bit bigger. And I'm gonna go over here to the videos. Y'all see this new button right here? This is brand new. Like as of the last 2 weeks, this record yourself button. You can literally create this image and make a recording of yourself and post it right there in that image. How cool is that? Inside here. So you can pull up your phone, click record yourself, record Shay talking, do a quick snip shot of your salon, keep it under 30 seconds, preferably about 28 seconds. And then you're super done. So I'm just going to put the word woman in here. So I'll show you how we do a video on this. Let's get something. Oh, might even have a woman doing hairstyling. I don't know. Let's see what we have in here. Let's put hair and see what happens. That's what I was afraid of. All these hair style things are on the pro accounts. However, remember I showed y'all pixels a while ago? We'll go back to this pixels. Look here, videos. You can actually download videos, hairstyles. So let's say this was Shay or this was Shay. We can actually download. I mean, you wouldn't want to use an image, somebody else's image if you're introducing someone, but we're just using this as a fun part. So get an idea of how it works. You can download the videos if you need to. But we're going to just find something in here basic for purposes of training. Put this lady here. And all you're going to do is you're going to drag it in. So notice when I drag it, it tries to take over the background first. You can put it as a background image, or you can put it in this little box. And all this box is what's called a frame. So if I go to elements, scroll down here, and you have these things called frames. I can click see all. And this allows me a different shape. So maybe I like this shape better than the circle. So let's take the circle out. Let's put this shape in here. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And now I can put my video inside that shape. How neat is that? So now you have meet Shay. Shay could be talking directly on the screen, have your contact information down here below with your salon information, where they can find you, where they can book with you, and those kind of things. So that would be a branding image. You're introducing something about your salon. You can introduce your salon itself. Why do you do your salon would be another topic you can cover. why I chose to start a salon, why I cut hair, why I want to make people look beautiful. Those kind of images become your brand image. Now, another type of image we talked about is shareable. Now, the shareable images.
Lyle, can
Yes.
you have a question in the chat? Someone wanted to know. Here, I'm gonna mute, but if you can look at that real quick.
Yeah, it says, I don't know what a Vagaro software is. I don't know what Vagaro software is on that one.
That would be a salon, whoever texts that, you can unmute too if you'd like to.
Okay. And you can download these videos and upload them directly into your Facebook. So when they're downloaded, they can be uploaded directly in there. So if your Vagaro connects with your Facebook, you can create something inside Canva, download it, and that would go directly into your Facebook group. So that is correct on that one. All right, shareable images. We're gonna do something different on shareable images. I'm gonna show you all a secret. This is a tips and resources that I created. And I'm gonna show you where you can get all the hashtags you ever want to use. And I've got to cheat myself here. Give me a second. And the reason we use hashtags shareable, the reason you want shareable is because, let's say it was National Cookie Day. If you're the first person to share that it's National Cookie Day, then people are gonna be like, oh, well, I found it on the salon site. They're gonna share that image, right? Why is that important? Now, hairs and cookies don't have everything to do with each other, do they? However, do your clients eat cookies? Do your clients enjoy cookies? They do. So think about what your clients like. What do they like? And you want to give them something that they like, they would enjoy, that they would share. We're going to scroll down to July. Today is July 12th. July 12th is Malala Day. I don't know what that is. National Simplicity Day. That may not work for us. So we're going to jump ahead. What about National Ice Cream Day? Do you think people that go to salons like ice cream? Yes, they do. So do a promotion and maybe you give away ice cream bars on that day. Or maybe you just promote the hashtag National Ice Cream Day and you share your favorite type of ice cream and ask them what their favorite type of ice cream is. So let's do that right quick. We may have done this on another one. I'm going to just delete this. We use the same template, the same canvas. All right, we'll go back over here and we're gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna put the word ice cream in and see what comes up. There we go. Let's use this one. So if it's not gonna be a free scoop for you, that's fine. But you're gonna put National Ice Cream Day. See, what people do is they get so constant and they're always doing, here's my salon, here's my salon, here's my salon, here's my salon, here's my salon. That people kind of check out from those images. But when you start using images that are something that they identify with or they relate to, they're more likely to focus on. So now I'd put hashtag National Ice Cream Day. And when I post this on my Instagram or my Facebook, I'm going to use that hashtag because everybody who's looking up that hashtag, if they're in your area, they may find you. And of course, we'd want the date on this, which would be July 12th. Oh, wait, that was July 16th. This is on my shortcuts sheet, by the way, that I'm going to give you in a little bit. There we go. And you're going to want to put your salon, just put a little image of your salon. I'm going to go over here to my uploads. And I'm going to find one of my logos real quickly. Here's one of my logos. I'm going to use this white one. And so what I like to do on an image like this is I like to just kind of do what I call soft branding. And you're going to put your image, your branding image on top of the image that's already there. And you're going to tilt it just a little bit where it looks like it's part of it. And here's a real fun thing to do. Go over here to the left-hand side. This is called transparency. It's right under download, and you can actually make it see-through a little bit. See how see-through that is? Do it about 80, and it kind of blends in with the image a little bit. I'm going to scoot this over and up a little bit. And so what that does, that allows when somebody shares this image, they're also going to be sharing a picture of your brand. And of course, you'd want to include your brand website. So let's just copy and paste. We're going to do salontraining.com. Remember, this is a shareable image. It's not meant to bring people in to get you sales. It's meant to spread the information about your salon. What that means is when somebody shares this image because they want to share it with their friends, they're going to see the information about your salon. They're like, oh, what kind of salon talks about ice cream? And so you're spreading the net wider by doing that. You can also do memes, funny things. That's another way to do an image. All right. Everybody, any other questions down there? I don't see any questions. We have about 20 minutes. I'm going to cover a couple more things just so you can see them on the screen. But if you have any questions, please pop them in. I'm going to show you, this is a flyer that I did. This started out as a flyer, but I made it look like a menu. It was kind of fun. And I'm going to give this to you. Tracy, I'll send this to you and you can send it to the group or however that works. This shows you all the places where I get free royalty-free images, some places where you can find some more images. And that hashtag calendar that I just shared with you is also part of this. And there's some hidden searches to find it. Because when you're inside these images, when you're inside elements, you can do things like tape, or you can do Polaroid. So you can make an image that looks like a Polaroid picture. And you can put your picture in the middle of that. Isn't that fun? I've kind of gone through the basics. I don't want to get too far advanced on anyone, but I want to make sure you understand how to use this. On the left-hand side, you start with templates. After you define which design type you need to have on the dashboard. I will tell you that the Facebook cover image is not going to be correctly sized. Facebook has changed their size on their cover. So what I would like you to do is go to Facebook cover. Once you search Facebook cover size, if you're going to create your own Facebook cover. And then I like to put the July 2021. And see here, it tells you they want 820 by 312 pixels wide. See that? It's important to know that because they change it so often. So what you would do in here is we're going to go in here, we're going to create a custom size. And I'm going to type 820 by 312. And that's where I will start to design. I'll create new design. That's where I would design my Facebook cover. I'm trying to think of other things you might be using this for. So your Facebook cover, you can use it for. You can use it for business cards. So I'm going to put beauty business cards. So you can get an idea. And even if the design, the template's a paid for template, you can design that same template just by understanding what's the background image, what's the text on top. And so you see how simple it is. This one right here just has really simple things. This is a little bit elegant ones. You got this one's got a little scratch in the background. That's fun. And so you see how just by clicking a button, you create this entire design and then you change it to your brand coloration. So maybe your brand coloration is, let's go back to the pink color. And maybe you want your font to look a little bit differently. Maybe you like that Euphoria script we used earlier. Or you want something with some feet on it. So you see how quickly you can change things around and make a design that fits your styling. Super simple. Of course, you would put your contact information, your phone, email, location. One thing I always tell you people to do on this, on the back, always put a special. Bring this card and save 20% or something like that on your first visit. That gives them a reason to keep the card and a reason to come in. Otherwise, why would they want to keep your card? They're just going to show it in their purse and it's going to show up somewhere else. Make sure you have fun with this and everything. So I think I've covered everything we need to cover. Understanding the basics, understanding how to do a flyer and a business card, how to add Pizzazz to things. Again, you can take this, any image on any page, you can make it a video, but you're going to want to download it as an MP3, not a PNG. And one question I do get asked a lot is, can I put links on my images. No, you cannot. The only way you can do links is if you download it as a PDF, and inside the PDF, you can make links. Let's go back to this is my slide, my flyer I did here. So if I copy this right here, these holidays we just did, if I copy this is a link. Now I can make this a link right here. You can see I've already done it by clicking this and adding it here and apply. So now if I download this as a PDF and I download it and send that to someone on their computers, let's say you have a newsletter. Create your newsletter as a PDF with links directly to your specials page on your website. All right, I'm not seeing any more questions, so I'm going to add a couple of other fun things you can do. Did you know you can create a website inside Canva? Let's go back to my home page. I created one previously. I'm going to show you what I did just as a quick simple. And why would you do this? If you don't currently have a website for your salon, why not consider doing something this simple? All you do is you purchase your domains, my salon and my city, and you would take that link and point it to your website. And so what I did here, this is just a presentation. And it's really simple. Just think of it in process. So this is a presentation. And instead of it going side by side, you just got to remember that these are going to go up and down. So all I did was take a presentation that I liked and I laid it out and I added my graphics and I changed my colors to fit my color scheme. And then I'm going to go over here to these three dots on the top right. You might not see it because my image is in there, but it's right beside a button called present. And you see right there, it says website. I click on the word website and click here and go to scrolling, a single page with parallax effect. So if I go to this one, hit scrolling, open website. And think about it, if you're doing a sales, you can go in there and say, visit our sales page, and you can create your very own sales page and have a link to it. It can be a short link. You can even get a short link like a bit.ly link and use it. But see, this was all created inside Canva. And if you go to canvaforsolopreneurs.com, you'll see this as this is the video. This is the website I use for it. And these are all clickable because we made the links available. We even created a Facebook group for it. But that's how you can do a specials page if you don't have control over your website, or your website is static, or you just want to have something simple. That's another little bonus thing that you can do. All right, we have any other questions? We got about 10 more minutes. Anybody think of anything else or something that needs to be clarified?
So Vagaro actually has their own software that allows me to have templates for the website as well as any other campaigning. So I wasn't sure, should I create on Canva and then save the link or save it on a file and then put it into my software?
Yeah, if you're using that software, if it's like your website, you can create images inside Canva and download them, put them directly inside your Vagaro software. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Because they do have a campaign area that you can create others, but I kind of want to go outside of that and start creating more, or have access to your platform that has a lot more.
That makes sense. Yeah, go to Facebook. If you go in here and go to Facebook ads, there's lots of templates already created for you as well inside Canva. I'll pull that up right quick. When you're doing an ad inside Canva, remember the ones let's go back to that original one that I created. I have to move and find my screen again. I want to see ads that look like this ad here. Let me make it larger. Give them a reason to come into your salon. Give them a reason to inform them. This says we got a special on the hydrofacial for $89, normally $150. What is it? Glad you asked. And then they describe it. Talk about a special hair coloration you have or a special gel technique that you do. Talk about that and engage them, and make sure your call to action is a get offer. You always want to do a get offer ad because it'll remind them, oh, you clicked on this offer. This offer goes out of date next week. Please go ahead and check this offer. So if you're doing Facebook ads, I highly suggest doing that. And here's your Facebook ads. Something to think about on Facebook ads. Let me just kind of pick one at random. Let's click on this. Well, it's a paid one. We don't want to click on a paid one. Let's click on a free one. Let's do this one. Doesn't matter that it doesn't matter where you start on, because you always create it for yourself. We'll go to photos. We'll put the word hair again. Hopefully you have your own photos, but if again you use Pexels or Pixabay, I like this lady right here. She's a really bold image. Now, when you're doing ads on Facebook, this is hugely important. Your text on the image cannot be more than 25% of the image. So if I put a box on here and I create the box about 25% of this image, so I'm going to do it about halfway. You can go to that half. You'll see the little bold line there. And you'll see this little bright, see that bright pink line that pops across? So this box is the total amount of text I can have anywhere on my page. So if you see, if I put this in there and I put this at the bottom, it's going to get flagged. So I only want to use this image, this text right here. Hopefully that makes sense. Because when you're doing a Facebook ad, the worst thing you can do is get your ad flagged. So we're going to delete all these things, and we only want to use this amount of space. 20% off. That's an ugly font. Hair coloration. And then put a little bit of details here. My city. And put maybe July. Oops, I got my caps lock on. July 2021. And then you'll put your details underneath the ad. So whenever you're doing an ad, make sure you don't put more than 20% text on the image. So I would try to cover your background as much as you can. And we didn't talk a lot about this. Go ahead.
So can I create ahead of time and save it
Yes.
and then add it? Okay.
Yes. You will
Like
download it. And the reason I squeeze it down, hopefully my face is not in there. Can y'all see this download button on the top? You want to download it as a perfect. You want to download as a PNG for your Facebook ads. I would do a square image and a rectangle image for the different versions, because Instagram's going to want to look different than Facebook. And all you'll do is you can copy this entire page, hit Control-C, or you can right click and copy. Open your other design style. Let's go back to the home. I'm just going to click on Instagram real quick. Give it a second to load.
Is there a monthly payment for this service?
No, everything I've shown you today is but done with the complete free version of Canva.
Awesome.
All right.
Hey, Lyle,
Yes.
how important do you think it is to be consistent when it comes to like font and color scheme and like the style that you use across the different mediums and like from one ad to the next?
That
Do
is
you feel like
very
that-
smart. Yes, you want to keep your consistent
Great question.
colors and your consistent image, your fonts, because like this font, I would not use that font. It's an ugly font. So yes, keep your consistency, keep consistent colors, but don't be so tied into everything's got to be this one color that it becomes blind to people. Again, if you're showing up on their feed a whole bunch and everything looks the same, they're not going to respond to that. So what I would do personally is I would duplicate this and I would make multiple images. So one I would try would be just an image on the background. So the whole background would be an image.
I find myself spending a lot of time trying to create a creative image when really I just need the attention. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Absolutely. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So simple.
yeah, you can do like 2 or 3 different ads, one all text. So let me just kind of go up here. Let me take this one. So this looks super simple, but again, what is everyone else doing? If you do something that's different than everybody else is doing, Atlanta, I don't know where everybody is, Georgia, 20% off hair coloration. Again, keep my 20% on there. And then maybe keep just a simple image down at the bottom. So this is mainly a text ad. And then I'm gonna do another one that's got the entire image across the entire page. Now this is a black and white image. So maybe you want to try one that's black and white and then try one that's color. So let's put this woman back in here in this one. And it's not unheard of to not have text on it. Do you know how many images? Look at these images we had earlier. This one, the only text was a picture of her salon logo. This was a picture of inside her salon. And this was a before and after picture. So what attracts people? Smiling faces. And of course, if you're a hair salon, you want to make sure that the hair is highlighted in some way. So whether that's a coloration, this wouldn't be something I would put on there unless you were trying to do 20-year-olds. What's your ideal client? Is your ideal client in their 40s or are they in their 30s or are they in their 20s? Pick that hairstyle or do 3 different ads. One with a picture of a 20-year-old, one with a picture of a 30-year-old, one with a picture of a 50-year-old. And run your ads to a specific age group that identifies with that picture. Does that make sense?
Thank you, Lyle. This is really helpful.
You're welcome. Yeah, I want to step beyond just the Canva. This is a free tool. You go to canva.com and sign up. It's super simple to use, as you've seen. You could download these and use these in any program you have. You can even download the videos and use them in your own programs. So that's the benefit of it. And I will tell you, if you're on Instagram, which a lot of hairstylists are, I highly suggest that, taking pictures of all your customers. We talked at our pre-training, make sure you have something that they sign that says you can use their images for advertising. That's very important. So whenever they sign up for their first styling appointment, have them fill out that form, make sure that's on file so you can use their images and ask them to take pictures. Oh, you look beautiful today. Do you mind if I take your picture? Try to take a picture of them somewhere where your logo is located as well. If you get a bunch of those pictures together, you can create your own little ads based on those images. And even if they get a lot of people responding to it, just give that person a $50 gift card to your salon and say, hey, we used your image. A lot of people enjoyed it. Here's a $50 gift card for your quote unquote modeling fee or something fun like that. So yeah, ads, keep them simple. Don't overdo them. And you could run multiple ads at $2 to $3 a piece, just like $2 a day, run an ad, just try and see if it works. So you run 3 ads at $2 a piece, that's $6 a day. That's super simple to do. Any other questions? You feel free to unmute yourself if you have another question.
Thank you. I'm going to use these tools. I can't wait. Thanks so much.
Great. I'm glad it helped.
You make it look super easy. I hope I can do it as easily as you do. I've had Canva for about a year and I've just learned like so much more from watching both of these classes that you've done. So I really appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad you did. Yeah, I think they're going to send out a replay of this. I could be misspeaking, but if they do, pause it and try what we just did.
Yes. Because I had no idea what most of that stuff was. So
Exactly.
I tried to play with it and I would mess everything up.
Yeah,
so.
we didn't even talk about all the different effects you can do. You can do a neon effect and change your coloration. You just got to get in there and play with it. Don't be afraid to play with it. Look how pretty that is.
There's always that button, that little arrow on the top in the top bar that you can undo what you just did.
Yes.
So
Control Z also works well. And here's another trick that I do a lot of times. The reason I'm doing multiple ones here is I duplicate it and I want to try something different on this design. So I'll change it. So I have the original one and then I change it on this one, then I'll change it again. So I have multiple steps. So maybe this one I would put this is something we didn't talk about, but I can put a color on top of it. Take a square and add it to the top, or we can just click R. Watch this. This is a black and white photo. I could take my color. Let's say I've got let's go with a pink again. Now I can make this transparent.
wow.
How cool is that? And all that is putting a box on top of a picture and making it see through. Look at the difference. If I ran this ad and ran this ad, I would see which one would respond to people more. Do the exact same thing with 2 different styles. And then I'd be able to tell what people are responding to. Based on what people respond to, then I can identify what images is going to work best for my ads and get the most results. Any other questions? I'm here for you, ladies. The ones that showed up live, you'll get bonus training because Facebook ads was not on my list of things to do, but I'm glad we covered it.
All right, I'm going to drop off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
I just want to let you know real quick before you jump off, most of all of our classes are not given. That's one of the things that we like. It's just a personal class that anybody that attends. However, any of these advertising classes, and this is one of them, they will be shown to you guys again and anybody that has purchased it. So you guys will get the live recording so you guys can go back to this within 48 hours. We'll send it to you.
Great.
Great.
And
Thanks,
Tracy, real quickly, where would I give this PDF that I created as well?
You can actually go into your dashboard, Lyle, and then there is a particular thing when we get off of here, anybody that has signed up, you can send them and it will go right to their email that they signed up with.
Perfect. That way you'll have my little cheat sheet that I use on doing these things.
That's so great. Thank you for giving that to us.
You're certainly welcome. Well, I don't see any other questions and we've reached our time and I think you'll have another class starting. So let me get off here and I've enjoyed today. Hopefully you've learned something. If you have any questions, please leave the comments on the salontraining.com. Leave your questions and comments and I'll do my best to answer them for you.
And if you guys can go to salontraining.com's Facebook page, Facebook group, Instagram, anything, please give a shout out to Lyle in these classes because that's how we're going to get more of these classes on here and more trainers. If we're all silent and don't share the information, you know, we can't get these amazing trainers to come to us. So thank you, Lyle, for doing that.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye. Have a great day.
You too. Oh, there it is.